Good evening. How are we all? Hello, Hayden. You can be seen, by the way. Hayden decides to walk in as I decide to go live. I think he forgot.
Well, your screen didn't have the live on, it's got Facebook on it.
Yes, because I'm doing my checks to make sure I'm here. Yeah, I'm here.
I caught you just before.
No, sorry. Right, goodbye. We're live where we need to be. Sorry about that, people. But that's what comes of having a craft room in the lounge. Right. Hope we are all good. Hope you've had a lovely day. I know I have. Weather's been lovely today, nice and cool compared to how it has been. So yeah, it's been lovely. Do pop on and say hello if you're joining live. If not, and you're watching this on YouTube, do leave me a comment. I do like to read your comments. Just quickly run through a couple of things. My May Madness for my 50% sale on my retired products is still available on my website. That'll finish on the 31st of May. So do go along and check that out. And also the joining offer is still running, where you pick. There's two offers. You can either have the full set of new Incolor inks or an extra £35 to spend. So just thought I'd mention that before we run out of time, because before we know it, it'll be June. And yeah, I don't know where the time's going. Right then, so I'll just have a swig. Because I'm very dry. First of all, I'm just going to have a quick run through with you of my latest mini album. So let's. Hi Valerie, thanks for joining. Lovely to have you here. Let's switch cameras, and I thought I'd just do a quick run through of my mini album. This is for On Stage 2026 in Cologne. As you can see, I've put on the spine because all these stand on my shelf, and then I'll be able to see which one it is. So it's the front cover, and then we've got a pocket here. I've just mainly put photos of people in here. I ran out of space for the amount of photos I'd got. I needed a bigger album, but this is what I made. And then we've got a little pull out here. You will see some blank spaces. That's why I'm going to be doing some journaling. And then that opens that way. And then we've got these little corner tuck spots on there. And that side. Each side is a mirror. And then I've got little pockets on the front of these flaps on there, and then little pockets on both of those. And this page, this flaps up and pulls out. So we've got 4 pictures on there. And yes, I do cut my pictures down to leave extra space around where it's not needed. If there's something in the photo I don't particularly want on there or it's not relevant. And then I added a little flip flap on here and chopped it down to fit round there. And this side's exactly the same with the little pull out on there. Then another 2 flaps, and it mirrors the beginning of the book, and 2 pockets on there. And I've decorated this. The papers are the extraordinary from the Extraordinary Life suite, but then the embellishments are from sticker sheet. And then we've got our 2 little tuck pockets again. And then our pull out with a little flip flap on there to hold a piece of napkin. It is a clean napkin. And then we've got a photo in our little pocket there. So yeah, a real quick and easy little album, but just got some finishing touches to do to it. I want to add here, I think it's a bit plain, and I was watching Cal Jury the other day, and she gave me the idea of putting some tags in. She'd done some tags in, and I thought, you know what, that'd just break that up nice, and I can use them for journaling. So that's that. Right, so we're going to carry on doing our workshop kit. So we created these 2 pages last time, which are gorgeous. As you can see, I still haven't done anything with them, use them. That will have a photo in there as well. So tonight we're going to do the second page. It is, isn't it, Valerie? Thank you. Yeah. I've been making a mini album for my on stage for the past, how many? Oh, this is my 4th. It's my 4th one. So yeah, it's a nice way to keep them, and it reminds me of it, and they sit up there, so behind me. So yeah, it's nice. Right, so we've cut all the pieces and I've sorted them all out. So we're going to make the second 2 pages tonight. And our first is the left-hand page. So we've got our piece here, and how gorgeous is this pretty paper? This is an exclusive for the kit. And then we've got lots of hearts, a couple of tags, our title, a little label to put our date and that on. So let's start by adding our photos to our tags. And I always add my photo placemats. Oh, I couldn't find that today. I was looking for that vellum leaf. With a glue dot. And then take a bit of the sticky off. And then I find it easier when I come to remove it to add my photos. I can twist it and they just come off without marking the paper. Not that it matters if it marks it, because there'll be a photo on top. Sometimes I have stuck these down if need be, depends on how I'm creating. Very rare. And then I'll just pop my photo over the top. But I like to keep these to reuse. All right, we've got 2 little circles here that we can add on here as though they're little holes. I'm just going to glue those on there. I love these workshop kits. I love the layouts, but I also love getting tips from them, ways of doing things. I mean, they're always gorgeous because they use the Stampin' Up products. So it all coordinates lovely. And the fact that you do get some exclusive bits in there. Right, these flowers, well, hearts are not flowers, need to be put together in sets of 3. Now I've sorted out which ones go together. And if you want to add dimension to it, they say to score along the middle. Now I'm wondering if I glued them, then scored them, it would be easier actually, because then instead of scoring 3, I've only got to score 1. So I'll just add a little bit of glue down there, right down the centre, line that up, and then a bit more on this one, and we'll line that up. That's the first one. This one's a little bit more fiddly because it's a bit smaller. So have you had the thunderstorms, Valerie? We had terrible thunderstorms last night. though I have to say they were very impressive to watch. The lightning was amazing. I'd gone to bed and I was on my phone and I kept thinking, I'm sure I've just seen flashes. I ended up getting up just to check, and yes, there was some gorgeous activity in the sky, which was nice to watch. The garden had a much needed soaking. I mean, I have been watering my pots and stuff. You haven't had any storms in Newmarket? Oh, wow. You love watching the lightning storms. We used to have some cracking storms in France. Oh, lovely. Yeah, it's nice to watch, isn't it? Don't like being out in them. But yeah, I do like to watch. I like being by the sea when there's a storm as well. All right. And I'm thinking what we can do. I have to make sure I keep putting my lid on my glue. It's that warm. Keeps drying out. All right, if I line that up with the point and the dip in my pack, and just go over that. And these aren't going to be perfect. I don't expect them to be. I'm perfectly line them up. The hearts themselves aren't perfect hearts. They're all a slightly different shape, so that makes it a bit more forgiving. Right. So now we can just fold these up a little, just to give them a little bit of shape. I can pick them up. So if we fold the actual along the line for all of them, and then we can fold the others up a bit. Right, like so. Something I have forgotten that we need to do. I haven't got the journaling pen, but I have got a journaling pen. Now, excuse me, if you're like a lot of crafters and you're into lots of crafts, you may have a sewing machine that you want to do this with. I do not. I'm not a sewer. So I'm just going to draw a few little faux stitches just down the middle with my ruler. And again, that just gives the impression it's been stitched. They are cute, aren't they? And it's just a simple thing like, yeah, layering hearts. Right, this one. It's probably something that doesn't just come to mind to me. But having seen and done it in this, it's hopefully something I'll remember and do again. I haven't been scrapbooking that long at all. In fact, I think my scrapbooking started when Stampin' Up. Well, just a little bit before. I used to do pocket pages, but not actual 12 by 12. They scared me. It's just a big, vast, empty space to try and fill. but I have to say I really enjoy it. Right, I am going to just pop holes in those. Got my old hole punch, because I am going to add in some ribbon or some twine, possibly twine, onto it. So I'm just popping holes in there. Now you could just use a normal hole punch to do this. Don't have to have a single hole punch. That's what I used to use. Okay, so let's get some of this put on here. Let's pop these. Now it's saying about 3 3/4 inches down by eyeball, and then 5 1/4. So how are we on that? Oh, we're way over. 5 1/4 is around there, and then 3 1/4 with 3 1/2. Not too bad. Right, I'm just gonna put a little mark along there. I can pop my glue on. Sometimes I just lay an eyeball. Other times I will have a bit of a measure. And then line that up with my mark. Just go slightly over it. Now they will twist, but that's okay. Right, our second one. It's gone really warm in here. It did this afternoon, and it has again. I'm just going to pop that one under there, a bit higher up, like so. All right, that's the main pieces put down. Now we can start to add on all our little bits. So do you make me smile? But we need some of the stickers. We need these two here. Oh, come on. Put the little bits out. So that's going to go around there. So I want that possibly down like that. Something like. I'll be there, and then we'll get the other one. Whew, it has gone warm, unless it's just me. And I haven't got the breeze coming through because I've shut the door too because of the noise. Right, so that's around there. So I'll have that one around there. Similar, but not the same. I'm going to add dimensionals to this. Let's grab some of a... Would you use this to make cards? Definitely. Definitely. I have before used workshop kits for cards. I've also used leftovers to make cards, because you do get some leftovers. I mean, I've cut all my pieces that I need as it showed me, and I've got all these bits of card and paper, two-tone cardstock paper left over. So I'll definitely be making those. You like the stickers? They are gorgeous stickers, aren't they? We do also have a pack of 12 by 12 papers with a sticker sheet, so that if you didn't want the whole of everything with the die cuts and the photo mats and everything. There is in the catalogue here just a pack of paper, so you get 2 of each paper then with the sticker sheet, and that's £17.25. With the kit it's £36. You do get extras obviously, because you get all the die cut pieces, the hearts and the butterflies that are on the others, but if it's just those stickers that you're after, then there is that as a choice. That's the spare bit. But yeah, I mean, I've used them for classes before when I did scrapbook classes, and I used what's in them in a different way and shared them. Sometimes it's just useful if you're absolutely, yeah. Which is why I chose to use them as well as other bits to do my album. I have stamped, because I've got the whole suite of products. I have stamped and dice cut some, but I also used a lot of the stickers. I'm just trying to have a look, trying to see size wise. They would all fit on hard, because obviously the borders you'd cut down. But yeah, they would all fit on a standard card. So if you do other size cards as well, then yeah, it'd be brilliant for that. Right, so I've added some dimensionals to that. Let's pop that on. I'm all for quick cards sometimes. What did I do? I did some quick cards last week, I'm sure. The week before, I used mainly ephemera pieces to make just some quick cards. I do buy the mix and match ephemera packs. I think they're fantastic for scrapbooking as well as quick cards. And next week, possibly for the month, I'm unsure yet. Whereas I choose a product that I'm going to showcase for the whole month, I might be changing that up a little bit and not do things for a whole month. Though I've loved doing this for a month, there's other things that I'm buying and is coming in that I'm not getting to share. So I might change things up a little bit. But I did think next month, well, from June for a while, I shall do the mix and match. Right, so I'm just layering these out how it shows you in the diagram, in the illustrations, just so that we can get a feel. There we go, like that. So I'm just going to add glue to the back. I also buy kits. I like doing kits. And that's what I like now about Stampin' Up's offering. They've expanded it. And there is something for everybody, whether you want something quick and easy, something with a little bit of creativity there, or just a load of products and just go your own way. we've got something for however your style of crafting. And I think it's nice sometimes, isn't it, to have things so you don't have to think too much. I think that's, for me, I like designing. It takes time. And if I can do something like this and the kits and whatever, it means I can just sit and craft for me. Just, you know, don't have to think too much. Right, I'll have that there. And then we want Oh Happy Day sticker, which goes slightly under there. Now you'll notice I don't put glue right to the edge like when I was doing these. Oh, it's a different one, but I can show you this one. I just popped glue like in 2 lines in the middle, and then if I want to tuck things under, I can. It's easy to get at. Just love this. That can go under there. Okay. All right, and then we want some stickers for hearts and flowers. So we've got, what have we got? One of these little pretty flowers there, with a little blue one underneath it. I'm not going to stick that down properly so that I can grab that little blue one there. I can stick that there. And then here we've got a larger pink one, which will go down there nicely. And then we're over here for another pink one. Tuck that in under there. Nice. And then we've got, what's that one? That's a little blue one, I think. Is it the bigger blue one? I'm just looking at what's on here. It's a bigger blue one with the tiny one. I say blue. It's not blue, is it? It's a bit of Pool Party and Lost Lagoon. And then just under there, we've got a bit of Petal Pink, Flirty Flamingo, and Daffodil Delight on there. Oh, got a yellow. That again isn't yellow. And that should have been tucked under there, but that's stuck down. So I'm just going to literally chop off an edge. So I've got a nice straight edge. And then I can butt it up to there. And you wouldn't know that it wasn't tucked under. And then we've got a few hearts. Pink. Nice petal pink. And a Lost Lagoon. It's these little touches, isn't it? A Pool Party. Like the little heart about. And right, so that's everything. I'm going to pop my twine on. I'm going to go white. I'm just going to cut a length. It will be, it's a bit long. It's still a bit long. Thank you, my dear. I've been given tea.
Tea.
Nice tea. Oh, good. I hope so.
In the kitchen.
He's good. Right. move that. I've got water on my mat. Right, so I've just got 2 pieces of twine. Oops. And then I shall just double it and pop it through. Now you could have done this beforehand if you wanted to. Might have been a bit easier. But I'll be honest, I forgot. Pokey tool, in fact, use my scissors. They're a bit larger. There we go. I'll grab that through. And that just adds a little bit more texture to our page. Put that down. That'll lie flat once it's in our protector anyway. Oh, I have gone a bit close on this one. So where is, I'll take your pick tool and the good old spatula, because I have glued that a little bit close. Now, because the way our glue is and the fact that it's warm, it's staying tacky a lot longer than normal. So it means if I get the spatula in there, I can lift it. And then scissors to push it through and in. There we go. You would never know. Okay. Yeah, I like that with the twine on there. That's our first page. Our second page, I have everything cut and sorted ready. Right, so we've got our photo mat, well, photo mat placemats. We've got some paper, and then we've got some hearts again, and I've dropped them. They're all muddled. That's okay. We can have a look at our instructions again. Let's glue this little one here. It doesn't take long for it to become clogged in this weather. I need a yellow one on there, and then a white one. Where's my tiny white one? There it is. So I'll put that to dry. And we've got this one. I just love the design of these flowers. Very whimsical. And I must admit, I'm quite liking whimsical at the moment. When I brought my planner, I've got a happy planner that I use. I went for whimsical on that. And then we've got pink, orange, yellow. I'll pop that down there. Yeah, I really can't believe we're in June in a few days. So let me remove that because you probably can't see it very well. I just don't know where this is going. At all. There we go. Nice. Right, that's I'll draw on these first and then score them like we did the others. Oh, yeah, that's what I like. Because it's cold there and everyone's going to start mowing lawns now. I had one of my neighbours mowing their lawn on my afternoon live today. Luckily, it didn't go on for too long. I always worry of how much noise can be heard. I do try and cancel out background noise, but I know you can hear some. I don't know if you can hear the lovely birds tweeting. That's very nice. Right, there we go. That's all of those with the faux stitching. Oops. And then we'll bring in our trimmer and score these. If you've got a scoreboard, you can use that. I just find it just as easy to use my trimmer. I cleared my little trolley out where my scoreboard is the other day, and I was like, I don't use this. Can't remember the last time I used it. Tends to be more when I'm making like boxes and stuff. I find it easier to use that. All right. Let's bring this in. Let's do our hearts. Pop them all up a little bit. And then we'll build this page. We're out on time. That's it. Right. So we can have a picture on here. So we'll grab a place marker and pop that in the middle of that. Thereabouts. And then one slightly off center on here. I'll pop it on there. And it's going something like that. And it's off. And then this one is doing the same, but the opposite way. As that one goes up and right, this one's coming down and left. It's got a border on the opposite sides. All right, make sure we've got our piece the right way around because there's no border that side so that they join together. And then I'm going to add glue onto just this bit. And we'll have it somewhere around there. Okay. Then we can have this one goes up here and it overlaps slightly. So I'll tuck it so that it's in between there. There, maybe. And then this one will go under there. Something like that. All right. Let's pop these down. There's nothing to tuck under here. So I'm going to go closer to the edge. We'll have that there. try and make it straight. The only problem when you've got these that are wonky, they move. It's harder to make sure things are straight. Nothing under here. No. Pop that like so. These papers just make me really happy. Right, so we've got one of our stickers here, which is this beautiful. And it's supposed to overlap over the photo. And I'm going to make it overlap over the photo, but because I'm not popping my photo on yet, what I'm going to do, get my embossing buddy and go over that corner. Take the sticky off. There we go. That corner's no longer sticky. Line that up. I can pop that down like so, and then I can still put my photo underneath. Then I want this heart there, so I'm going to add glue to this side only, because I want to be able to get my photo under it. I'll go there. And then I want adorable you and this flower. And I'm going to add that flower. I need to line up where it's going. That'll be about there. Let's pop it there. And then hopefully that'll... no. These are quite forgivable. Let's pop that first. Like so. The stickers will come off if they haven't been down too long and you haven't really pressed them down like that. There we go, adorable you. And then we've got this heart over here, overlapping. Blues and greens above that. There. Fabulous. Then I've got a little pink heart there. The instructions for these are very easy to follow as well. There are a few little written instructions, but mainly I'll just follow the picture. And then a green, Lost Lagoon heart that goes down the bottom, which again, I want to lose its sticky. Overlaps there. And then we have this, which sticks on there. Things I love about you. And then I'll pop little flower under there. And then our last heart up there. And then cherish this along here. There we go. that are our 2 pages tonight. How good do they look together? They're beautiful. Let's move all this mess out the way. Now, I do have 2 more pages to do. I'm not going to do them tonight because obviously hubby wants to get in the lounge. What I might do is jump on tomorrow at some point and just do the other 2 pages, being as this is my last week of showcasing this suite of products. So I might jump on, do the last pages and do the tags for my album. But yeah, I love them. Can't get enough of it. Right, let's just switch cameras. Whew, it's very warm and I've just had tea. But no, I really like that. And Valerie, if you need any help, do shout out. If you'd like any advice on ordering or anything like that, you know, if you want anything, shout out. I'm here. So yeah. Right, I'm going to say good night. I wish you a very good weekend. Our weather's not supposed to be too bad. It's cool enough. You're welcome, my dear. And yeah, we're supposed to have rain from Sunday. So at least that means I won't have to keep going out and watering the garden. Always look on the bright side. That's what I say. But no, thanks very much. And I shall hopefully see you tomorrow. If not, I'll be back next week. See you all then. Bye.